Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and everyone in between, you don't know this, but this is my third attempt at recording this video. What is this video, you ask? Well, let me tell you. This is 800 days until I, Mitchell Lawrence Edward Mack, the third of Wintonchestershire, should be an SNL cast member. 800 days until my 30th birthday. That's what's going on right now. Because if you've seen these videos, you're, well, probably related to me, and you know that my goal is SNL Before 30. And so I have 800, technically 799 days until my 30th birthday. And I want to check in to see how things are going for future me, for current me, for past me, for all the me's, guys. I want to talk about one really cool thing that happened in this time, and then one really not so cool thing that's been happening in this time. So, I'll start with the cool thing that happened this time. I got to do stand-up in New York City. And guys, I've never been to New York City. I have never been to New York City. Not never lived, never, had this or that experience. I've never been, period, to New York City. And obviously, Saturday Night Live is in New York, 30 Rock is in New York, and I've always envisioned what it would be like to be in New York. And I was like, I bet it would be dirty, I bet it'd be gross, but I bet it would be freaking awesome. And I bet I would actually really quite like it. And, oh, guys, I loved it so much. And it was dirty. And it was gross. And it was freaking perfect. I love New York City with all of my heart. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I loved the subways. I loved the idea of, not owning a car. It was perfect. I had the third best day of my whole entire life ever was in New York City. And it involved the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It involved watching stand-up. It involved doing stand-up. It involved a lot of walking, all right? And I freaking loved it. Doing stand-up in New York, absolute dream. And just being in 30 Rock. Being in the place where they make SNL. It just felt amazing. I don't know, it felt like if you're a kid and you go to, you're in elementary school, right? And you go visit the high school. And you're like, I'm not allowed in here yet, really. But this is so freaking cool. So yeah, just visiting it, oh my goodness. Absolutely incredible experience. And now all I want to do is move to New York. My wife and I were talking last night, even if SNL doesn't happen, we might still find a way to move to New York. But that's not going to be the case. We're not even going to need that because SNL is going to happen. I've been watching a lot of motivational videos. You need confidence! But something that has not been so good over this past time, I've been doing my fair share of mics. Right now I'm currently at 74, which means I'm, I think, 13 or so behind. 10 or 13 behind. But there was a 2-week period where I didn't do any mics and I was kind of depressed and I was just so unsure of how to go about this. I was like, is stand-up the best way to go about my goals of SNL? I went to an improv place and it was alright. It was okay. It was weird. It was improv, but not the good kind of improv. Because the good kind of improv is oh man, this is so fun, this gives me energy, this is hilarious. And the bad kind of improv is, oh man, this is exhausting. This is emotionally draining. But yeah, and also I got the drum pad. So I could make some songs and stuff. And as I was making songs, I was like, man, making songs is really hard, huh? This is really tough. And I had a song idea and I'd be like, oh, this is a hilarious song idea. And I would make the song and I'd be like, well, that is not a funny song. That is, objectively, I did not laugh. And so, yeah, but it's cool that I have the drum pad still. I think I'm going to incorporate it into my stuff somehow. But yeah, it's just been a lot of ebbs and flows. I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching a lot of motivational videos to just kind of push myself, to boost myself, to remind myself. And also these videos remind you it's not easy. I saw this thing about the 1/3 rule where it's if you're pursuing your dream and you're doing it well, a third of the time it should go well, a third of the time it should go really good, a third of the time it should go okay, and a third of the time it should suck. And I was like, yeah, that's about right. Because sometimes you go to a mic and you're like, I'm the funniest person on the face of the earth, I'm absolutely hilarious. And sometimes you go to a mic and you're like, oh, well, boy. Oh boy. And that's all part of the experience. You learn from it, But the other thing I've been realizing is like, Mitch, you gotta make freaking content. And so after this video, I need to edit this video, and then I need to make some content. I need to think of videos I can make for Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, cause I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you folks. My biggest fear is that what's not gonna, like, the thing that's gonna hold me back from SNL is my work ethic. Like, not my talent, but like how bad I want it, type of deal. Or like, well, not how bad I want it, cause I want it so bad, but the idea of like actually doing it. Cause it's one thing to be like, I want to do this goal, but the thing about a goal like SNL is it's like, it's so big that you gotta do 1,000 little goals to build your way up. And sometimes I'm like, Mitch, are you willing to do 1,000 little goals? Like, are you willing to do literally whatever it takes? Because sometimes I'm like, I don't know. But there are other times where I'm like, but the whole thing is you wanna be on SNL, right? And it's like, yes, I do. It's like, well, then you gotta be willing to do whatever it takes. Even if that means posting videos on social media that no one is gonna see every day for a month, type of deal, you know? Like, that's the stuff that you gotta do. And am I willing to do that? You know, it's like, I am, but I'm gonna need a little kick in the rear to get there, type of deal. And I've been writing in my journal recently. I've been like actually writing out words, so crazy. And so in my journal, I've been saying like my chances of SNL are, and right now my chances of SNL in my mind are 1 in 10 million. Or like 1 in 10 million. There's a 1 in 10 million chance as of right now that I could get on SNL. And I need to boost those numbers up. And the way I boost those numbers up is by doing what I'm doing, but just more stand-up. Continuing to work on songs, I feel like there's something there. Even if it's little quick songs, like Adam Sandler's Fresh. I don't know if you guys have seen that, it's so good. But he has songs that are like a minute long, a minute and a half. And they're all super dumb. Like, it's like the exact opposite of Bo Burnham, honestly, when it comes to the musical comedy spectrum. Where Bo Burnham is like existential crisis, 5-minute long songs that make you laugh and think. And then Adam Sandler has songs that are like 40 seconds long that just make you cry laughing because they're so ridiculous and funny and not based in any sort of reality. So how do I feel overall? I'll be honest, I'm not feeling at my best. Like, hopefully by the time I check in for my birthday, I'm feeling better. And my chances aren't 1 in 10 million. I think that's it. It was good talking to me. It was good talking to you. And, yeah, case closed. I don't know what I'm freaking doing. Boy, does history repeat itself. I was watching the 900-day video to be like, hey, is there anything I'm doing that I didn't do or anything I didn't do that I should be doing? And I did remember something. That I don't have a sign-off. And that's my sign-off.